Hi everybody, long time no see. Almost had a proper half term. Chilled out, relaxed, walked, hung out with friends, came in, did a couple of days of work. But yeah, good to be back today. 40 kids in, a few more, a few newbies arrived. Always good to have them on board, help them show the ropes. And happy Whit Monday. If you were a teenager in the 60s, you'd have had this as a day off. It would have been a bank holiday. Whit Sunday. And today's assembly this morning, I told two stories and I want to share them with you to reflect a bit more on breathing and breath and the importance of it and the significance of it on a day like today and a time like now, like no other. So I said to them, did you know bank holiday today in Denmark, in Switzerland, in Greece? Many countries around the world had a day off today, although a lot of days are blurring into one. What's a day off? But yeah, Whit Monday follows Whit Sunday. And for those who don't know, like Christmas, like Easter in the Christian calendar, a significant day, a birthday of the church. And so much so that it was, for many, many years, a bank holiday in the UK as well. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Lydia. Good to see you. Happy Whit Monday. So what's the history? What's the roots? What's it got to do with breathing? Well, the story is set in a state of occupation where there's inequality and where a persecuted group of people have stood up with peace and non-violence to speak out against authority. And the leader of this group, Jesus, had been executed by the peoples in power himself quite recently. And there they were, this band of men and women who had been puzzled and confused about all the things that they'd heard about hope and about peace, about forgiveness and about life to the full. And yet they were waiting, celebrating the Jewish festival called Pentecost, a time of remembering the harvest, a time of eating together, of friendship. And 2,000 years ago, though, they were partying, eating, celebrating, when suddenly a breath came into the room. That's the Greek word that was used to record this moment as they sat there chatting away. A great wind, a great breath came in and it stirred it up. It was, you've seen the movies, you've seen the spooky movies, the horror movies, the supernatural films where something spooky and supernatural happens. Well, the writers described it as an incredible wind that blew over them and it caused a reaction. Other writers added that it looked like they had flames coming out of their head and they started to speak in a language that wasn't theirs. This heartbeat for equality and inclusivity was there at the birth of the church as they ran out of this room talking in a language they didn't understand, but gathered in Jerusalem were hundreds and thousands of people, Jews, Hebrews from all around the world who come together to celebrate this festival. And they suddenly stopped in their tracks at 9 o'clock in the morning and hearing these non-Greek people talking Greek or these non-Arabic people talking Arabic or and so on and so on. Ethiopians hearing Amharic. So many hearing their own language. And the message they were hearing was one of love and one of hope and one of peace and one of reconciliation in different languages. The whole equality of this message. And that is what the first Pentecost was about, the first time of celebration, which became a significant calendar after Christmas and then Easter, a time to remember the church coming to life and this gift of the pneuma, the breath, the Holy Spirit being out there. And it was a reminder of this revolution of love that Jesus had brought, the wind and the fire, speaking languages of hope and freedom. And it all started with a breath, a big breath. Pneuma, that's what it means. The Greek word for the Holy Spirit also means breath. And yet this morning, I read to the students this following. It's my face, man. I didn't do nothing serious, man. Please, 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 I can't breathe. Please, man. Please, somebody. Please, man. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Please. Man, I can't breathe. My face. Just get up. I can't breathe, please. I can't move. Mama, I can't. My knees. I'm through. I'm through. I'm claustrophobic. My stomach hurts. My neck hurts. Everything hurts. Some water or something, please, please. I can't breathe, officer. Don't kill me. They're going to kill me, man. Come on, man. I can't breathe. I cannot breathe. They're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Please, please. I can't breathe. Then his eyes shut and the pleading stopped. And shortly after, George Floyd, age 46, was dead. And you may have followed the story if, like me, you care a lot for America and the nation and the people that live there, and yet the tragedy that is a global tragedy of prejudice and discrimination because of the colour of someone's skin. And he went to the shop, used a counterfeit £20 note, but because he was black, the shopkeeper got super sensitive, and when the police arrived, they got super sensitive and filmed, and so we know about it. But of course, the last 7 days have seen curfews, have seen riots, have seen pain and suffering as an angry nation rises up yet again to say, stop this injustice. And as another black man's breath was stopped, was ceased, a nation reflects again on prejudice and discrimination. And it's all rooted in power and control, and those that have and those that don't have. Just like those first Pentecostal days of people who were persecuted, who stood up and spoke out. But it was a message of love and hope and reconciliation and peace. And the family of George are speaking out of a peaceful response to this, not a violent response. It's the last thing George had wanted. He was part of a church group, and he was called the Gentle Giant. And he helped out his local Salvation Army, just being there and helping and serving. And yet his life was taken so tragically. His breath was extinguished. And so we talk about on today of Whit Monday, remembering Pentecost when the day of breath brought light and brought hope and brought a new movement of people, and originally called the Way, to change and challenge the powers and the structures, and to speak a message in so many different tongues, because it's a message of equality, not inequality. And today we wake up not knowing what might appear in our news headlines, where another life is taken because of the colour of their skin. In a couple of weeks' time, there's a march in Brighton, and I was so chuffed this morning when my daughter emailed me and said, "Dad, can we go? Can we stand alongside others and speak quietly or silently or just march 2 meters apart with gloves and masks on in solidarity alongside as white people, not knowing what it feels like to wake up every day and be judged because of the colour of my skin." So I don't know what stand you're going to take. Prayer is always a good thing. Understanding is a really important thing. Challenging prejudice and discrimination when you see it is so, so important. Maybe march, maybe read, maybe challenge. But recognise that we can get angry, and we can get angry in a peaceful way. We can speak up and speak out, just like they did all those years ago when they'd seen their leader be executed by the state. They took his message of peace and reconciliation, and they carry it forward like we do today as Christians, a message of peace. So welcome back, everybody. Don't know where those tears came from, but I guess it's a bit moving, and we've got to get a bit passionate nowadays about some of the stuff that's happening. Peace be with you. Look after yourselves, and I look forward to catching up soon. Take care.